About 1 month ago, I uploaded a video about why Hypixel lags so much, and in that video, I explained the issues on why you're lagging and have frame drops while playing Bedwars. In that video, I only explained it, and I didn't tell you how to help and improve FPS and lag. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, giving you the best tips and tricks on how to reduce lag and improve your FPS. Before we get into this video, please consider subscribing, as it will help the channel a lot, and I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. Yeah, thanks. Enjoy the video. Firstly, I want to get something out of the way. And that's, if you don't have a 144Hz monitor, then don't put your FPS above 144, or I don't recommend it. That's because you can only see the amount of frames your monitor produces, and if your monitor is only 60Hz, then that's the most you can see. And if you only have a 60Hz monitor, I do recommend saving up for a 144Hz one, or maybe even a 240Hz one. But don't get me wrong, the more FPS, the better. So if you have a 60Hz, be my guest. Try and improve it as the best you can. This video will still help you. Alright, firstly, I would recommend installing Optifine and Badline client, or Luna client. There's so many clients, as these come with settings that improve FPS a lot. There's FPS boosters and stuff like that, in-game settings. So let's jump into some in-game settings that will help you a lot. Okay, so I use Badline client, and if you use Luna, look it up on YouTube, or the best settings, stuff like that. But here I'm going to give you a Badline client settings thing, what I use, and stuff that helps. So this doesn't really help your PC or boost your FPS, but you can see your FPS over here. If you take this, it shows you. But here there's if you go into graphics tab up here, there's an FPS boost setting, a bunch of graphical settings that you can turn off and on that help and boost your FPS. But mainly I'll look at the FPS boost here. It will help a lot. There's just lots of graphical changes you can do as well to just boost your FPS. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the Badline stuff. Not too much. Luna client might have more, but I don't use that. And yeah, next let's go into the Minecraft settings. Starting off at video settings, you can put your graphics to however you want. If you can test them out, I have my graphics fancy here. Render distance, chunks like that. If the higher it is, the less FPS you will get. Same with all the graphical changes. The higher your graphics, the lower your FPS will be. So if you want a lot of FPS, lower your graphical settings. If you want good graphics, you gotta pay with that by having less FPS. Here, shaders. If you're playing Bedwars, I wouldn't recommend shaders. But if you're playing something like Skyblock or Survival World, by all means, you don't need FPS for that. If you go into performance here, Badline comes with a smooth FPS setting, so you want that to have that on, and a bunch of other things, but you mainly want the smooth FPS on. You want, on the details tab, you want particles off, because that makes your PC lag like crazy, so definitely have particles off, and maybe clouds off sometimes, stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the Minecraft settings. There's a lot of graphical changes you can do to boost your FPS. I'm not going to go into it fully, you can probably YouTube that, but yeah, definitely have a look at that. I would also just like to point out that if your PC can't handle it, please don't use shaders when playing Bedwars. It will make you lag greatly, decrease your FPS, and some resource packs also do this, but you should be fine with that. I made a video previously trying Bedwars with shaders, and in that video my FPS went down a lot. Also, a little hardware thing you could do is definitely I recommend an Ethernet connection. It's a cable, basically a cabled connection over a Wi-Fi connection. So if you're playing on Wi-Fi right now, your ping won't be as great, and you might have lag a lot if the Wi-Fi in your area goes down or something like that. Whereas Ethernet connection is more reliable, and it's pretty cheap. You can probably find one for like £20 on Amazon. And yeah, it will reduce your ping and lag a lot. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the main things you can do in like the Minecraft settings and all that. There's obviously, you can go into the computer settings and do some stuff like that, which I'm not sure about. You can probably YouTube that. But yeah, you can also, there's a thing called overclocking your CPU, which is very, very technical. That's a hardware thing you need to do, and I don't know how to do that. There's plenty of tutorials on the internet. Basically, it speeds up your CPU, but it can like reduce the durability. That's the most I know about overclocking. Anyways, hope you did enjoy this tips and tricks informative video. I worked hard on it, and only 2 people are subscribed, so if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.